is Travis with Bugout Survival Training. You can find us at bugoutsurvivaltraining.com. Today we're going to talk about the difference between a good bugout bag and the ones that aren't good. There's some really crappy packs out there, and a lot of times what you order or what they show you, on the internet, or what they show you in a video of something isn't always what you get. And a lot of times you can't tell the quality of the products on those videos or just a picture. Okay, just like the packs themselves, when you look at them, people have a tendency to get sticker shock. They see the price and they're like, oh, I'm not going to get that. The other thing that people do is that they see one cheap, and that's what they are. They're cheap, and they're like, oh, that's the one I want. What people need to really think about is the products, the gear, and the equipment that's in a good bug out bag, not the price of it. Okay, and not because it's something that they can afford. There's nothing worse than putting your hopes and giving yourself a false sense of security into something that's going to fail. And there's always a possibility in an emergency situation. If your bug out bag fails you, you could die. I mean, you have to say it for what it is. If you don't have the proper water treatment, if you don't have a lot of the things that you need to protect yourself from the environment, it could cost you your life. So, something to think about. The other thing too is the packs themselves are a really good start, and they will get you through for 3-5 days. Okay, but you hear this a lot with the survivalists and the preppers out there. Okay, and that is knowledge and skill weigh nothing. If you have just a little bit of knowledge and skill as far as what wild edibles are out there that you can eat, setting up snares, setting up different traps out there in the wilderness, you would be surprised at how you can stretch your survivability time as far as going from a week to weeks, maybe even months and longer. I mean, everybody has their limit, but that's what you can do with a pack and with just a little knowledge and a little skill. Okay, so let's get right down to this. We're going to go into, first, I'm going to show you a really good pack. These are all my packs are the source packs. Okay, there's a reason for that. Source packs are made in Israel. If you've had anything or any dealings with any kind of Israeli products, you will know that the craftsmanship and the materials they put in these are unparalleled. They're a great pack. This is probably the last pack you'd ever have to really own, and I'm going to show you why. You want to know why? I'm glad you asked me that. I'm going to show you. It's got an inner shell and an outer shell, and each of these shells in their own right would make a pretty durable pack. So the combination of the two is literally almost indestructible. Double stitched around your seams, zippers, and your pockets. Plenty of mole attachments. Cinch straps, got 2 of them on each side. The reason you need that cinch strap, okay, and you need a good padded waist belt and shoulder straps and a chest strap, okay, is this. If your pack does not fit snug against your body and it's bouncing and it's floating around on you and you got stuff bouncing around your pack, your body, without you thinking it, is making those little adjustments for all that shifting that takes place. Okay, well, by the end of the day, and when you get up the next morning, you're going to feel like someone's beat you. Okay, you will you'll get sore. You'll be sore because of it. If you have a pack and you've got it pulled up close to the center of your body, the center of gravity, and it's not shifting and bouncing around on you, it's going to be a much more pleasant experience than it is otherwise. I see the cheap packs. Okay, some of them don't even have a waist belt. They have a real thin layer of padding on the back, and you can feel things from your backpack poking you in the back. It's just a bad idea. The technology in these, okay. This one has just got the bladder already in it. You don't have to go out and buy a bladder. You don't have to go out and get your pickup tube. It already comes with it. Okay. The other thing too is that the bladder sits in an insulated pocket, and what that does is that keeps it from freezing quite as badly in the wintertime, and it keeps it from getting as hot in the summer. and I'm saying it as badly as far as freezing. I mean, there's cold and there's cold. And if you're someplace that is just bitter cold, you probably still might have a problem with it freezing. But this does a lot to keep that from happening. If you're in the lower 48, you're probably not going to have a problem. The other nice thing about this bladder is that it has vast-like technology on the inside, and what that means is that it won't change the taste of the water. A lot of your other bladders out there, you drink out of them, they taste like rubber, or they taste like plastic, and it's just not very pleasant. Especially when you feel it in your mouth. It's 100 degrees in your mouth, and it tastes like rubber and plastic. It'll hydrate you, but it's just not very pleasant. It's not something you really have to put up with. The other thing too is the pickup tubes on these, okay, and the bladder itself. They have antimicrobial technology built into it, and basically what that boils down to, it's much lower maintenance. You don't have to clean them once a day or once a week or once a month. You can go months with this thing and not have to worry about cleaning it out. I mean, that's how good they are. Really good pack, very important to have. Make sure you have it. The other thing this one has, all my packs come with this as well. It's a ballistic material. This is a 3A. This ballistic material will stop everything up to and including a 44 Magnum. It gives you a lot of protection. See if your Bugout bag has that. All right, especially the ones that are pre-made. So that was our source pack. Next we're going to go is to our some of the tools that all my packs come with. One of them is a really good multi-tool. It could be this. It could be this is a Gerber. It could be Ozark Trail. It could be any number of different ones, but they're all good quality and they're going to hold up really well. And I was talking about the different prices, and you can get a pack for $25. Okay, at some of these big box stores, but they're junk. I mean, you know they're junk. The other thing too, it's not going to have nearly the technology in it that this one has. And trust me when I tell you, this is not a $25 pack. Okay, I think these retail somewhere like right around $200, $250, right around there. Same thing with these. Okay, a really good multi-tool is going to run you between $50 and $100. You can go into some of these big box stores and you can buy a multi-tool all day long for $10. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I really wouldn't. Here's your long knife. This is a Cumulus. I'm not going to break this knife. This is a long knife. You can use it like a machete. You can use it for a lot of different things. The reason I have both this and the hatchet is that they can be used differently for different things and for some of the same things. But if nothing else, you have backup. You know, you don't have to worry about not being able to chop wood. You don't have to worry about not being able to clear brush. Between the two, you have a backup. This one right here runs about $24-30. These things are like razor sharp when you get them, and you're not going to break one of these. It's not going to happen. Once again, you can buy the machete. You see them at the stores, big box stores. Got the old-fashioned machete, got the plastic handle, and the problem with those is that they bend easily, they vibrate, they don't hold the edge very well, and they're very hard to put an edge on. You don't have that problem with this. This one holds the edge very well, and putting an edge on it is not that hard to do. And that's one of the characteristics that you want in a knife. Same thing with the Schrade. This also comes in your pack. If it's not a Schrade, it'll be a, it could be the Browning Black Label Pandemonium. It could be the Schrade. It could be a steel wheel. It could be any of those other top quality knives. But always make sure you have at least one really good knife. When you want to call it a hunting knife, or survival knife, tactical knife, whatever you want to call it. Then for kicks and giggles, I throw in the Mora knife. These are made in Sweden, but they have excellent steel. They hold up really well. You can debone with these. You can skin with them. You can do a fillet with them, and these things are just a really good knife for what you pay for them. I think I paid like $14-15 for them. I know that's cheap, but these are just a really good knife. You need a backup. You know, in the world of prepping and survivalists, you know, we have the saying 2 equals 1, 1 equals none. Well, when it comes to survivability, there are a couple of things that I'm really big on, and that is 3 equals 2, 2 equals 1, 1 equals none. Especially when it comes to water treatment and when it comes to being able to build a fire. I don't think just, you know, 2 options is really enough. And the same thing with knives, okay, in the world of survival. Your knife is your paramount #1 tool that you're probably going to use out there, okay? From shaving up and making tinder to skinning in an animal and cutting the animal up, getting it ready to process or getting ready to eat. You're going to be using it to cut vines with. You're going to be using it to cut. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. What you're going to use with these knives. Have a backup to a backup. You know, that's really important. The hatchet, Rapid 550 cord. This is a CKC. This is a Colonial Knife Corporation makes this, and this is a pretty good hatchet. You're not going to break this one either, and it's wrapped in paracord. If by chance you do need it, even though my packs come with 25 to 50 feet of paracord, you know, already in them, and you have several things that are wrapped in paracord. So that's what you want, and that's what you're looking for. And then also you get your flipper, okay, or your pocket knife, folding knife. You also get one of those in your packs too. Like I said, everything I'm showing you comes in the pack that we sell. So that takes care of the tools. And we also have this, your trenching tool or your shovel. This is a really good one. This is with the folder, and very durable, holds up really well. You don't have to worry about, you're not going to worry about breaking any of these. You also have a hand cranked radio and flashlight. This one's an Energizer. I have 2 or 3 different models of these. Any one of them can come with your pack, but they all work really well. That's amazing. The reason I said it's amazing is that I hand cranked this like a week ago, and you can see that it still works. So, and with the radio, you can stay in contact. You know what's going on out there in the world. Very important. Your fire starting. You have flares you can use for signaling and starting a fire. You also have 2 ferro rods. Okay. The ferro rods that you get in the store aren't going to look anything like this. Okay. They're just not. You're not going to find a ferro rod like this. I know that because I make these. Really, the ferro rod on this one is going to last you forever, and it really does a really good job of showering sparks. This is a 99.9% pure magnesium rod. Okay, you don't see these in stores. You get those magnesium blocks, and you shave them down, and you hit them with your spark, and they pop, and almost looks like gunpowder when they burn. This doesn't. When you flake off magnesium and you hit it with your spark, or you hit it with your ferro rod, it burns, actually burns a flame for quite a while before it goes out. Much better. And the combination, if I had to sell these, I'd probably have to sell them for probably $30, $40, which is quite a bit more expensive than what you're going to pay for at the big box stores, and they sell them for like $7 to $8, but it doesn't matter because they're really crap. So once again, remember what it is you have in your packs. Just don't, oh, I can afford that. Well, if you can afford it, and it's got cheap knives, and it's got cheap ferro rods, and it's got cheap everything in it, then it's, you've cheaped your life out. Let's be honest, that's what happens, This right here is another really good ferro rod. This one really can put out some sparks. This is made by Timberline, and this is a really good ferro rod setup. So keep that in mind. Once again, it's apples and oranges. Make sure what you're doing, that you know what you're doing when you put this, when you put your pack together, or if you buy one that's already pre-made. You know, start at, if you take a pencil and a piece of paper and you do the math of what this stuff costs, you know, people get upset. Oh, it's, you know, really expensive. Yeah, well, the good stuff is, you know, and you have to ask yourself, what is your life worth? You know, if it's not worth $1,500 or $1,700, then, you know, then it's not worth it. I wouldn't worry about it. You heard me say 3 equals 1, 1 equals, or 3 equals 2, 2 equals 1, 1 equals none. Well, that's the same thing like I said with fire starting equipment. You have this, you get 2 big lighters. I know these look cheesy, but these are really, really good. You have a whistle, you have a thermometer. You also have waterproof matches, a magnifying glass, and a mirror. You can start a fire with the magnifying glass, you have the mirror to signal with. Really good piece of equipment, and like all, and these I have in green also. It's a little different setup, but I have these in green as well. It's all about you get what you pay for. You know, if you spend cheap, you get cheap. Gas mask. People laugh about this. If you notice, I'm not laughing. All my packs come with one of these as well. This is an Israeli gas mask. The filter on this, I believe, lasts about 2 hours. So you probably want to get newer ones. They have a standard 40 millimeter, I believe, thread on this, which means any of your NATO filters will fit on these. And you can get a step up from these. They're a little bit thicker, but they last longer. You can get them in like 2, 3, 4 hours, 6 hours. This is a really good gas mask. It seals up really well on your face. It is held snugly. And people are like, well, what do you need one of these for? Well, if you're coming out or going through areas where there has been civil unrest, whether it be caused by Mother Nature, by man, or some black swan event, first thing law enforcement and military do is they throw tear gas and CS gas all over the place. This right here, if you have one of these, you're not going to worry about that. You can don this, clear it, don it, and sometimes if you have someone in the military, they'll show you how to do that. And you can just go wherever you want to go. You don't have to worry about them using crowd control tactics on you like those to keep you in an area or to move you to where they want you to be. And with one of these, you don't have to worry about that. Optics. Like I said, everything, you know, I'm going to say it, you're going to probably wish you could throw something at me. All the stuff that I'm showing you comes in our packs. Okay, you have your binoculars. They're the mini ones. These are Tasco. It could be Tasco, it could be Nikon, it could be any number of different ones that I have, but they're all good and they all work very, very well. Okay, and the other thing that's very important to have in your backpack, and once again I'm going to show the difference in cost, is night vision. Night vision makes it so good is that at nighttime, if you are smart, during an emergency, whatever that emergency may be, sometimes it's more advantageous to travel at night than it is the daytime. For one thing, you don't have to worry about the masses of people, number one. Number two, you leave a much lower silhouette, I'm going to call it, human silhouette. You don't have to worry about people seeing you as much. And with a good night vision setup, and you don't have to pay a lot of money for them. This one right here is ATN. This is a good piece. These run about $200 to $225, somewhere around in there. Maybe a little less, a little more, depending on where you get them from. All my packs come with this type. After these are gone, I'll be switching over to the Carson NV150 digital night vision. Really good piece of equipment, and that's what all my packs will come with after these are gone. And it's a step up, and it actually it's a much better product. Now, $200, okay, for night vision, and then you have FLIR. Okay, if you want to step up, okay, you can get this one. This is the smallest, most inexpensive FLIR monocular on the market. It's how much? $600. $200, $600. So once again, now these come in my packs. Once again, look at what you're getting. A lot of people, oh man, that's expensive. But if you get a pack that is good to go, if you get a pack that has everything in it you need to get you through, then it's very well worth the money spent. That it's going to keep you alive. It has all the elements in it. It has a proper pack. It's a proper gear and equipment that you need to get you through. So keep that in mind. Don't just look at the price, go through sticker shock, and be like, oh God, what a that's expensive. They're not really trying to rip you off. A lot of them aren't trying to rip you off. It's just they're trying to get you a good pack that helps you increase your survivability or increase your chances. Rappel. This is a 100. You don't have to use a lot of this. This is a 10-hour spray. This one lasts approximately 10 hours. You can spray. You don't need to put this on like perfume. Just a dab will do you, just a little bit. It's very concentrated, strong. So keep that in mind. And they're very small. They're lightweight. They weigh almost nothing. And if you want to get more than one, you could. You can get 2 or 3. Not only do the insects not like them, but snakes don't like the smell of it either. Something to think about. Something worth. You might be worth it to go out and get another one. You have your eating spork or your eating utensil. Food. You don't want to stop and make your lunches, start a fire, and do all that. You have your ready-to-eat sandwiches, which are Bridgeford, and this one is the beef with barbecue sauce. The other thing too is instead of stopping, Mayday Industries make a majority of the ration bars that are out there, and you have the smaller ones like this. I believe these are 400-calorie bars, and they are. And then you have these monster ones right here, and this is a 2,400 calorie bar, and it comes with dividers in it, to where you can break it off and eat it as you want or as you will. Another good one, Zone Perfect. The reason I like these bars, they offer up like 14 grams of protein. They have multivitamin, they have minerals, they have vitamins and minerals in them, and then as well as just a little bit of fat. Everything growing boys and girls need. Really good bar to have in your pack, or when you're in a survival situation. You can live off these for probably a couple of days. The other nice thing I like these over some of the other ones have that, they're loaded with nuts and oats, and they have a lot of fiber. And if you're not used to that, you better hope you pack an extra roll of toilet paper, because you're probably going to need it. So that you have your drinking cup. You also have a really good compass. You have your flashlight. You have both that flashlight, and you also have a headlight that comes in my packs. And here it is. You clip on your hat. Then you have this light right here. You have backup. You can use this one. You can just turn this one on and use it as a flashlight if you want to. If you want low light, you don't want people to see what you're doing, you can go with the red. It's much harder to see at night. And this one has 3 settings. You have your standard, you have your red. This is for tracking blood, or for this one illuminate blood. And then you have your standard light. Well, all of our packs come with these as well too. As well as your drinking cup. The seasoning pack. Sometimes you're going to have to eat things that you're not going to want to eat. Some of those things can be really, really gnarly. And I know for a fact, because I've been there, with enough seasoning, you can make anything taste good. Trust me on this one. You have your emergency fishing kit. This is a really good one. This has a hand line and fishing yo-yos, as well as hooks, sinkers, and some lures in it. Really good piece. Best case scenario, you're looking at 3 to 5 days, but in some cases it could be even longer than that, especially in an emergency situation. Your first aid kit, standard first aid kit, bandages, painkillers, creams. If you have someone that knows how to do sutures, let me know and I'll make sure they get a suture kit. And for those that don't, and if you want one, let me know and I'll get you the skin stapler. It works really well also. Your 550 cord, I kind of went over that. This one's probably about 50 feet, if not more. Your cook sets, or your mess kit. Once again, Okay, this one is the power pot, and the power pot, you're not going to break this one. It's not going to happen. With this one too, you can also recharge your cell phone or your GPS, whatever you need to. It's got a generator built into it when you're cooking something, and the heat transference generates electricity, which then powers your devices. Inside of this is the solo stove. This setup right here by itself is probably close to $250, $300. I mean, keep that in mind. Okay. Then all my packs also get the pocket stove. This is offered up by Survival Frog. Has tabs in it, and what makes this nice is that you can fire this up and no one's going to really know you're there. It doesn't put off a lot of smell. You don't see smoke, and it has a very low light. It gives off a very, very low light. So keep that in mind. You get a lot of these cheap old mess kits, and you see them, the round ones that fold up, and next thing you know, they're crushed, they're broken, they're bent, they're not very good. Your water treatment, you have both the live straw and the Sawyer mini squeeze. This one treats 100,000 gallons, that's what I said, 100,000 gallons. And this one's 264 gallons. Once again, you want to, when it comes to water and fire, you don't want to mess around. You want to make sure you have all those bases covered. You don't need to be running out of either one of those. You have a survival grenade, and I would keep this in my belt loop just in case. It has all kinds of things in it, fishing equipment, a fire starter, has a Mylar bag, has a compass. It has a lot of different things in it. Another mini fishing kit. Backup to the backup, you know, that's what you need. Survival bracelet. This has a whistle, compass, and a fire starter in it. You have your canteen. And sleeping, you have your snug pack jungle bag. And with that combination of that, and I have any number of these are the same ones that Special Forces use. And when you have the BB, and this is by Survival Frog, and this one's by Endure, and you put these over your pack, it's just another layer of protection. You're not going to get wet, and you're not going to get cold with the combination of the two. Once again, all this stuff comes in my packs. And then, last but not least, you have this. This is a poncho. This is offered up by Stealth Angel. This is a poncho, believe it or not, in here. And when you take it out, you see grommets in it. And you can not only use it as a poncho, you can also use it as a tent or a lean-to to protect you from any storms or rain that may be coming in your way. This is a great asset. I will now start running these or putting these in all my packs as well. So you don't have to worry about it. You got your fire, shelter, food, everything that you need is right there. So, the other thing, tip, if you're going to be packing clothes, this right here, believe it or not, is a complete set. This is a shirt. These are BDUs. This is a shirt and a pair of pants. All I did was put them in a food saver bag and suck all the air out of it. And this is what you have. They're very easy to put in your pack, and they don't take up a lot of room. And then if you work out of your car, or if you're going to keep this stuff in your car, people laugh at this too, but it's not really a laughing matter. NBC, nuclear biological and chemical warfare suit. They're extra, but if it's something that you want or you want to carry in your vehicle, you can. And I offer those up as well. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the mask is nuclear, biological, and chemically rated too. So you don't have any worries. Think about what we talked about. Don't just look at the price. Look at the product and the products that are in there, and decide for yourself. But be smart about it. Okay. This is Travis Cole with Bugout Surviving. Wishing all of you well, and like always, be safe and always be prepared. Thank you.